Welcome back to MTB Vibe. Today we're taking you behind the scenes to explore the art and science of crafting gnarly mountain biking trails from scratch. Every great trail begins with a vision, a mental map of what the trail could be, long before a single shovel hits the dirt. Trail builders are part artist, part engineer, and part mountain biker, combining creativity with technical skill to transform raw terrain into a rideable masterpiece. But where does this vision come from? For many builders, it starts with a deep connection to the land and a love for the sport itself. Meet Greg, a trail builder who has been shaping trails in the Pacific Northwest for over a decade. For Greg, the process begins with exploring the landscape, hiking through the woods, studying the natural contours of the land, and imagining how a bike could flow through it. He looks for natural features that could be incorporated into the trail, like a steep hillside perfect for a series of switchbacks, or a rocky outcrop that could become the centerpiece of a technical section. For Greg, the goal is to create a trail that feels like it belongs in the landscape, one that flows naturally and challenges riders in a way that's both fun and rewarding. But it's not just about making a trail that's technically challenging, it's also about creating an experience. Greg wants riders to feel a sense of connection to the land as they ride, to feel like they're part of the environment rather than just passing through it. Once the vision is in place, the next step is turning that vision into a reality, a process that requires careful planning and design. Trail building isn't just about digging in the dirt, it's about understanding the terrain, the weather patterns, the ecosystem, and the needs of the riders who will eventually use the trail. This is where the technical side of trail building comes into play, and where the skills of a designer and engineer are just as important as those of a mountain biker. To understand this process, we talked to Emma, a trail designer who specializes in creating sustainable trails that minimize environmental impact while maximizing rider enjoyment. Emma explains that the first step in the design process is conducting a thorough site assessment. This involves studying the soil composition, the slope of the land, drainage patterns, and the types of vegetation in the area. These factors all influence how the trail will be built and how it will hold up over time. One of the key considerations in trail design is sustainability, creating a trail that can withstand heavy use and the elements without causing long-term damage to the environment. Emma explains that this means designing trails with proper drainage to prevent erosion, choosing materials that blend into the natural surroundings, and routing trails in a way that avoids sensitive ecosystems. It's a delicate balance between creating a thrilling ride and preserving the natural beauty of the landscape. Once the site assessment is complete, Emma moves on to the design phase, where she maps out the trail in detail. This includes deciding the exact route, designing features like jumps, berms, and technical sections, and creating a blueprint that the trail builders will follow. For Emma, this is where the creative side of trail building comes to life, as she imagines how riders will interact with the trail and how each feature will challenge them. With the design in hand, it's time to get to work on the ground, transforming the vision into a physical trail that riders can enjoy. This is where the trail builders roll up their sleeves, grab their tools, and start shaping the land. Trail building is hard, physical work requiring strength, endurance, and a deep understanding of how to work with the terrain rather than against it. To get a sense of what this process is like, we joined a crew of builders working on a new trail in the Rocky Mountains. Led by Jake, a veteran trail builder with years of experience, the team spends long days cutting through thick brush, moving rocks, and shaping the dirt into a rideable surface. But this isn't just about brute force, it's about finesse, about knowing exactly how to carve out a berm that will hold up under repeated use, or how to sculpt a jump that feels just right. Jake explains that one of the most important aspects of trail building is understanding the flow, how the trail will guide the rider, how each feature will link to the next, and how the overall experience will feel. This requires a deep understanding of how bikes interact with the terrain, how speed builds and slows, and how to create a rhythm that keeps the rider engaged. It's an art form, and like any art, it requires a mix of creativity and technical skill. But even with all the planning and design, trail building is often about adapting to the realities of the terrain. Jake and his crew frequently encounter unexpected challenges, like a patch of unstable soil or a section of trail that doesn't drain as well as expected. When this happens, they have to think on their feet, adjusting the design and finding creative solutions to keep the trail on track. Building a great mountain biking trail isn't just about vision, design, and hard work, it's also about community. The local mountain biking community often plays a crucial role in the creation and maintenance of trails. From fundraising efforts to volunteer dig days, these are the people who put their time, energy, and passion into making the trail system a reality. Take, for instance, the recent build of the Ridge Runner Trail in Colorado. The project started with a group of dedicated local riders who wanted to create a challenging downhill run that incorporated natural rock features and steep descents. They collaborated with professional builders, raised funds through local events, and even organized community dig days where volunteers came out to help shape the trail. It was a true community effort. The spirit of community involvement doesn't stop once the trail is built. Regular maintenance days are organized to keep the trail in top condition, ensuring that erosion, fallen branches, and other obstacles don't make the trail unsafe. It's this collective effort that ensures trails remain fun, sustainable, and available for everyone to enjoy. And for many riders, the opportunity to dig and build is just as rewarding as riding the finished trail. It's a chance to give back and leave a lasting mark on the mountain biking landscape. After weeks or even months of hard work, the trail is finally taking shape. But before it can be open to riders, it needs to be tested, and that means getting bikes on the ground to see how it rides. This is a crucial part of the trail building process, as it allows the builders to see how the trail performs under real-world conditions and to make any final adjustments. We joined the crew as they tested a new section of trail, watching as they took turns riding the freshly built features and noting areas that needed tweaking. Whether it's adjusting the angle of a berm, smoothing out a landing, or tweaking the flow of a technical section, this final phase is all about refining the trail to make it the best it can be. Testing isn't just about making sure the trail is fun to ride, it's also about ensuring it's safe and sustainable. This means checking for any potential hazards, like sharp rocks or exposed roots, and making sure the trail will hold up to the wear and tear of regular use. It's a process of fine-tuning, of taking the raw energy of the trail and polishing it into a rideable gem. Finally, with the trail tested and refined, it's time for the finishing touches. This might include adding signage, building small features like rock gardens or log rides, or simply tidying up the surrounding area to make the trail look as good as it rides. These final details are what make a trail feel complete, turning it from a simple path through the woods into a full-fledged mountain biking experience. Building a mountain biking trail is a labor of love, an intricate blend of art, science, and sheer hard work. It's a process that takes vision, creativity, and a deep connection to the land, but the result is something truly special, a trail that challenges and thrills, that flows with the landscape, and that provides riders with an experience they'll never forget. The next time you're out on the trails, take a moment to appreciate the work that went into creating the path beneath your wheels. Remember the builders who shaped the land, the designers who crafted the flow, and the visionaries who saw the potential in a raw landscape. Because without them, the trails we love wouldn't exist. Thank you for joining us on MTB Vibe for this behind-the-scenes look at the world of trail building. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest content. We've got plenty more epic videos coming your way, from trail guides to rider interviews and everything in between. Until next time, ride hard, appreciate the trails, and keep pushing the limits.